Hi, my name is Dashana, and I will be going through the section titled Active Bystander, Disrupting Inappropriate Behavior. An active bystander is someone who not only witnesses a situation, but takes steps to speak up, steps in to keep a situation from escalating, or disrupts a problematic situation when it feels safe to do so. We may feel we shouldn't get involved in other people's business, or may have thoughts like, that's not my partner or friend. We may also feel uncomfortable with the thought of intervening, especially when we may not know what the outcome may be. This is all part of the conscious decision to take that risk and break cycles of abuse. Actions like sexist jokes or victim-blaming remarks can contribute to a culture in which domestic violence and sexual assault are tolerated and not treated with the gravity and urgency that these crimes deserve. We all can play a part in preventing sexual assault. Even a minor gesture can contribute to shifting problematic beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors to create safer places for all. We may witness inappropriate behavior in our physical environment, but now as we spend more time virtually, this may occur online or in message groups. Stepping in through effective interventions as an active bystander can make all the difference, though you should never put your own safety at risk. Here are some steps to consider when you have witnessed inappropriate behavior. 1. Notice the event. 2. Interpret it as a problem. 3. Check if you are able to respond. And 4. Decide how to disrupt. I will now go through each step. Notice the event. This could be very clear signs of inappropriate behavior where you might witness verbal or physical harassments or threats. It may be the sharing of inappropriate images, including unsolicited nude images, some images referred to as dick pics. 41% of women aged between 18 and 36 have received a dick pic they did not want. Sharing a nude with someone without their consent is considered a form of sexual harassment. In other times, it can be hard to tell if someone is making another person uncomfortable. However, in any social interaction, you can look for verbal cues and language, demeaning words, slurs, or even tone of voice. Interpret it as a problem. If you're unsure, check with a trusted person if they're witnessing the same thing. It could be the following. You notice a friend's partner being controlling, as discussed in the abuse in relationships video, such as checking phones, needing to know where they are all the time, stopping them from socializing. If someone says something offensive, degrading, or disrespectful, if someone uses the word rape as banter, joke, or an insult, if someone uses drinking, drug use, clothing, makeup, flirting, or previous consensual encounters as reasons to blame victims of rape or sexual assault. Advising the victim to drink less merely displaces the violence and puts the blame on the victim instead of the perpetrator. It doesn't address the root problem, which is the actions of the perpetrator and the possibility of them attacking someone else. Physically, it could be unwanted touching. If someone is inebriated and in a vulnerable situation, for example, if someone is too drunk to give consent. Initiation and humiliation ceremonies are forms of bullying and coercion banned in most universities. Check if you are able to respond. Check in with yourself. See if by intervening you can also keep yourself safe. It doesn't mean you have to be aggressive or do anything that makes you uncomfortable. You can find the most appropriate response for you and the situation, which we will go through shortly. If you feel you cannot assure your safety, think of other ways to support, depending on where you are. For example, if you're in a bar, you can inform the bar staff. As a survivor of childhood sexual abuse or sexual violence, it can be particularly challenging to witness such instances. They have the potential to trigger other emotional responses and re-traumatize. Do check in with yourself and consider your own safety and well-being. Decide how to disrupt. There are a couple of approaches you can take to disrupt a situation: shifting the focus or confrontation. Shifting the focus may be more appropriate when you are not in a position of owning the space, for instance, in an open public area. Confrontation may be considered if you are in a position of influence. For example, as a parent, older sibling, or cousin, if you are physically able to or have the professional capacity. Shift the focus. Here's how: distraction or diversion. Interrupt the behavior or change the subject. You can pull up a GIF or something on your phone that will change the conversation or situation and create a temporary distraction. This is a simple way to de-escalate the situation without causing unwanted attention, embarrassment, or making anyone feel more uncomfortable. You could also ask someone a question like, "My phone is dead, can I borrow yours?" Or say, "Hey, I'd like to take a selfie outside, come with me." Delegate. Enlist others or refer to an authority. It can be intimidating to approach a situation alone. Enlist another person to support you. Ask someone to come with you to approach this person at risk. When it comes to expressing concern, sometimes there is power in numbers. Sometimes the safest way to intervene is to refer to a neutral party with the authority to change the situation, like a university security guard or a bartender. Direct. Take direct action and confront, which we will talk about shortly. Also, talk directly to the person who might be in trouble. Ask questions like, "Who did you come here with?" Or, "Would you like me to stay with you?" Delay. Check in with the person at risk. Temporarily take them out of the situation. This also allows you to find them help or speak to them and figure out a more long-term plan to keep safe. You can interrupt the conversation and make eye contact with them, ask to pull them away momentarily, or even delay by getting someone else to distract the person who was acting abusive or harassing someone. Don't respond. Don't laugh or engage. Leave. We can get so much across without words. It is also demonstrated to others on what we find acceptable and cannot be condoned. Some circumstances simply require comments to be reframed into something positive. Confrontation. If you've decided to confront in the situation and determined it is safe to do so, consider framing the confrontation with these steps. Say why it is unacceptable. Say why it bothers you. Raise consequences that the offending person identifies with. If appropriate and safe to do so, physically move the person in danger from the situation. Don't forget, you can always enlist others to help. If it's someone you know, try supporting by helping them see that you care. Express interest in the person causing offense. That you see. Give them reasons why you are concerned. How that behavior makes you feel by sharing how you and others feel. Aim to reach an understanding where you have been heard and support change by looking at alternative behavior. Your actions matter. Whether or not you are able to change the outcome, by stepping in, you are helping to change the way people think about their role in preventing sexual assault. As a community, we can actively build safer and more inclusive spaces. That includes proactively educating ourselves and others and empowering our community with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to intervene safely and effectively in response to unacceptable attitudes and behavior.